these fucking mons are. Alright, so who's I changed? That would be, I would assume that would be Lax because I changed a lot. And Lax is a lot. Maybe that's Chansey. Or that is Chansey. Alright. So, like I said earlier, Zam is asleep. Sleeping Zam on Tauros is not good. Especially because for Metalgross, this might be the easiest blizzard of his life. But to hit Golem, and Iggy is already dead, so now normals are a huge problem. Plus, I think that Lax is. I thought Lax was lower. I thought Lax was at like 50. So he EQs. Probably a safer play than Blizzard. Okay, because I thought Lax was at like 50, but Lax is high, so it's not a big deal. And I'm gonna pull up my chat because I just realized that I didn't do that. This is also game 1, so I'm gonna be showing you guys game 2 and game 3 as well. Hopefully, without any of this. Also, I was supposed to play an RBY tournament today, but my opponent never showed up. But that's okay because I'm like hungry and lazy and stinky because I just got back from the gym, so I don't really mind. But it's alright though. It's alright. I got goons to let them know that I was here. Alright. Ooh, notifications. Hey, shout out to Twitter though. I've been had notifications. Alright, hold on, wait. Pull up my chat. Oh, someone's leaving comments on the YouTube too. Tell me we're out here. Let's see. Aaron followed me. Snapchat. ATAL507. Alright, you know who he is. Is this a melee person? I think so. Alright. Okay. So now that's alive. Alright, so that EQ was a crit too. I didn't even notice that. Alright, so he just blows up with his Lax, which I think is not the best play in that scenario, but especially because all he did was, well, he took out his opposing Lax. Wait. Who's the fuck is no matter what? Alright. Oh, Aggie. Okay, Aggie. Getting damage on Aggie is worth it. Chances I changed a lot. Okay. Wait, well, I'm fucking stupid. Alright, these nicknames are stupid, and I'm stupid, and I should feel stupid. Is my thing good? Okay. Because for me, it shows like the little piece on the bottom. Okay, so I go into full screen and we're all good. Alright, that's all that matters. So, they're just ice beaming each other trying to get a freeze. This is standard RBY action. Soft boiled failed. Shout out to RBY. RBY's like, hey, do you have to freeze? Fuck RBY. Oh my god. Metalgross is amazing. Okay, so if you use RBY, because of the way RBY works, if you're 255 HP below max, your soft boiled actually won't work. Because I actually don't know exactly why. I know it has to do with like the stuff in memory that it thinks that like your HP is either like 0 or full. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it's something along those lines, and then it just fails. And then the following turn, he just ended up getting frozen. So, Metalgross is basically king. He took his Chansey to the top of Mount Silver and trained for days in the snow. But now Tauros is inside and Iggy is low, and we don't know what Metalgross's last is. We know what Tobes' team is. So I'm guessing he just fodders off Iggy here, but the Chansey being literally useless is really good for Metalgross. Especially if his last turns out to be a Zam, which it kind of looks like from the way his team is. Actually, it's more than likely to be like a Starmie or a Lapras. One of those two, because his team is really Jinx weak, and he's also running what looks to be a more stall-oriented team. Oh, he just decides to... I could respect that play, actually. Just staying in. Yeah, actually, because Body Slam can't parry you anymore, that's probably smarter, because you're at full. I'm not even sure if I would use the normal move there, because of the... Actually, I don't know if the Chansey's shown us, like, Reflect yet. As the last. Alright, so... Yeah, the Lax is parried, and this is looking really good for Metalgross. Because the Zam is still asleep, Golem ain't doing shit, Chansey is frozen and at half. But, yeah, if I were Tobes, I would click that X button right now, so... That's just me, though. Let's see, what's he... Oh, he just... he ice beats, too. Metalgross doesn't even care anymore. Like, this dude's honestly insane. Actually, Metalgross played really well this entire game. Like, the only weird play that... Well, it depends on what his Lax's moveset was. But this was in the section that we missed. So, like, he reflects, he just body slams, and he body slams again. And then... Oh yeah, he did kill Iggy with that. Alright. But who's King Crimson? Is that his Lax? Okay. Alright, never mind, then Metalgross actually didn't play poorly at all. For some reason I thought that he let his Lax die with a Reflect Up against Tobes' Lax. But he basically let his Lax die to kill Iggy, which is definitely worthwhile. And then he stayed in to let Lax die. So if he won the speed tie right here... Actually, I think his Lax was parried anyway, so he couldn't have won it. But I'm guessing it was Rest Lax. So that was the only thing where I thought he might have misplayed. Is because of the fact that... he was, like... just letting his Lax die when he could have rested it up. But... like, the situation that was going through my mind, like, didn't actually happen. So Metalgross actually played, like, nearly perfectly that like, game. Oh my god, I can't speak English, god damn. Alright, but yeah, Metalgross played really well. Tobes, the Zam misplay in the beginning, but that doesn't really matter at all, because Gengar is ass. Like, yeah, just Gengar is just ass. I don't know if he should have revealed Golem that early, but... in case he had, like, a Zapdos or something, but... I don't really know. I don't think that's necessarily a misplay, just... I don't think Tobes played that bad either, but Tobes definitely got less lucky. Like, him losing Chansey to garbage was just... Wait, is this best of one? What? I don't know. I just thought that was best of three. Alright, but yeah, Tobes played pretty decent too. I think so anyway, so. Shout out to Finch. I have a life, I swear. Let's see. What do you think? Is this best of one? Guys, don't worry, he'll choke this game. Oh, it's best of one. Hold on, what does Metalgross say his last is? He's actually not saying. I'm pretty sure it was Starmie. If it wasn't Starmie, it was Lapras. Maybe Zam. But it was more than likely Starmie. Actually, I'm trying to think. It's probably Starmie. Is the other person that's in here? I don't know. But alright, we're just gonna wait for game 2 right now. Hopefully my sound quality is alright. Fitchinator was muted by Zorodark for 7 minutes. Alright. Case Victory and Nelson. Alright, we're gonna watch this game until Metalgross, unless it is only best of one, then Ripperino. Alright, I'm gonna go ask. Is there really best of one? Okay, yeah, game 2 in a second. Alright, so move my chat here. Alright, hold on, I'm gonna talk to Finch for a second. Alright, so game 2 is underway, so we have Jinx versus Zam lead. I don't know how I feel about Zam leads in general, man. Like, I feel like Starmie as a lead does damn near everything Zam does as a lead. Not exactly, that's why I say damn near. But, like, Zam late game is just such a big threat because of how fast it is, how powerful it is, and like, if it's stall, Zam will break through stall eventually. If it's, like, offense, Zam is set for that because it's fast and it's strong and it has recovery. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, Zam is definitely still, like, probably the best lead, but I'm not sure if I would call it the best lead just because it's such a waste having it go to sleep within the first, like, 2 turns. Yeah, and see, Metalgross just takes advantage of his... Oh, never mind, Wait, you have a Starmie, why wouldn't you sack Starmie to deal with Jinx and leave Zam? Oh, wait, well then again, it's lead Zam, so... I don't know, man. That's why, like I said, I'm starting to not be a big fan of lead Zam, just because of how good Zam is later in the game. And then you have a Starmie too, which, it's like, if you see lead Jinx, that's one of the few leads that Zam doesn't really do so well against, so you got Starmie, but I guess maybe he wants to save Starmie in case there's, like, I don't know, Articuno in the back, Slowbro if it has T-Bolt, the Starmie that is. Alright, yeah, Metalgross playing Sleeping Zam smartly. Tobes bringing Chansey, so Jinx plus Chansey usually indicates a more defensive team. To me at least. And Metalgross playing it smartly, trying to burn Zam's sleep turns, taking advantage of the fact that Chansey is a sitting duck and you can't get frozen. 2 burn sleep turns. However, this is a pretty free switch for Snorlax. So Metalgross might want to keep that in mind and go to Iggy or his own Lax. I think Isa is streaming this on twitch.tv/Smogon. Well, fuck Isa, dude. Is Isa talking? I'm talking. You know what, Isa? I'm talking. Fuck Isa. No, I'm just kidding. Isa's super nice. I'm just saying that because I want my free content too. But now Smogon's gonna steal my free content. So, alright, look. Did he double? I wasn't paying attention to Twitch to chat for like a minute. Let's see, the Chansey used T-Wave. Alright, and then, yeah, he doubles. Did Tobes. Why did Tobes send out Tauros there? What? Alright, yeah, Metalgross made the smart play there going to Eggy. Because I thought Lax would come out, but Toro. Unless Tobes doesn't have a Lax, but that literally makes no sense. Alright, and then, yeah, he just goes back to Jinx. Pretty smart. Although if the Eggy has like Hyper Beam or Double Edge, that might be an issue for Tobes. I actually don't remember off the top of my head how much Hyper Beam does to Jinx. I think it does like 50, but RBY in action. Oh man. Oh man. Shoutouts to RBY. But like, yeah, if he stayed in there, then Hyper Beam definitely KOs, because then it wouldn't make any sense for him to do that. But that's just like standard RBY. And then, yeah, Hyper Beam does take it out. So Jinx goes down, which might be unfortunate for Tobes. Probably not, though, because... Did he pair a Starmie already with Chansey? No, alright, Metalgross switched to Zam. So Zam's asleep. So, in a sense, you could say Jinx did his job, but I don't know. Especially because Tobes is a Chansey, so Metalgross can take advantage of that and get his name awake pretty easily on Chansey. Unless Chansey is like S-Toss with some... Yeah, unless it's S-Toss, Chansey, and Metalgross gets unlucky. But S-Toss Chansey is not very common in this gen. It's not unheard. It's definitely like not so uncommon that like you won't see it, except for like 1 in a billion times. But it's definitely uncommon as compared to the standard like Bolt Beam, Soft Boiled, Reflect, Bolt Beam, Soft Boiled, T-Wave. I'm not mentioning Sing Chansey. That's a somewhat of an inside joke, but Sing Chansey is not good. Even though people do use it, it's again in that category of... It's probably more common than S-Toss Chansey, to be completely honest, which is kind of sad. Alright, Eggy v Eggy. Metalgross... Wait, why would you do this if you're Tobes? Because Metalgross already has the Sleeping Zam. That literally... Unless he's trying to... Okay, Stun Spore. And RBY is in full effect. I'm still trying to figure out why Tobes is doing this. Does he think he's lost that badly? Just after losing Jinx, your lead, that he can't win? Like, I know Eggy is probably very difficult for his team to deal with, but Eggy's probably like maybe the second or third best one. I don't know. It depends how I'm feeling. I'd say pretty objectively the third best. Sometimes, though, I do feel like it's maybe a little better than Snorlax, just because, like, especially if you're playing offense, like, literally one of your checklists is to get rid of Eggy, and then you win the game. Like, if it's offense versus offense, which this is looking more like balance versus balance at this point, but, like, an offense versus offense, that's literally who loses their Eggy first. And in this case, it's Topes. I could sort of see where that play, like, why he did that play, because he's trying to get rid of Metalgross's Eggy while not losing anything to sleep. So I think that's what he's trying to do. So he goes for Stun Spore, and then he explodes, and then now it's in Tauros range or, like, Lax range. But it's like, you lose your Eggy too, which is just as important. Isa, turn off stream on your end. Done. Alright. Tell him to come raid the young no-name. Not really, though. Because the YouTube will do its own thing. Alright, but yeah, Tauros comes in, so Tobes doesn't lose anything to sleep, which is good on his end. And he also gets rid of the Eggy for what we can assume to be his Lax. So I understand that was probably the best play in his mind, was to bank on Para. But I don't know. Tobes just wasn't in a good spot there. I can understand why he did that, though. Alright, so Starmie comes in. Probably just wants to pair Tauros, but this is a free switch for Chansey. Which, well, not free, but that should be Tobes' initial play, unless he has a Starmie of his own. Alright, and Starmie just plays it safe. If I were Metalgross right there, I would have probably doubled to Lax, because that Chansey switch was... Like, he can't stay in there with Tauros. So it's either you get Lax in versus Chansey, or you get Lax versus in, like, Starmie or Zam or some other Psychic. If Tobes wants to reveal that card instead of just going to Chansey, where he's completely helpless. But in the position that Metalgross is in, at the same time, I don't blame him, because he definitely is in the upper hand. So it's like, why would you risk Tobes making in a super aggressive play, and then you can just pair the Tauros, and then Chansey comes in, you can go to Zam, be in a nice position. And Tobes isn't predicting right here. Like, if I were Tobes, like, I would be doubling in my Tauros or my Lax, like, every chance that I get, especially because Metalgross's Aggie is dead. Like, this just gives you, like, more opportunities to just, like, body slam, hyper beam away, and just be in a really good position. But now you're letting Metalgross burn more turns of sleep on Zam, and you don't have Jinx anymore to put the sleep back up. And ooh, body slam crit, that's not good. But yeah, I definitely don't like how conservative Tobes is playing this right now, because Metalgross, like, if both of these guys play conservative, Metalgross will come out on top. But like, Tobes right now should be switching to Tauros or Lax, like, right now. But I don't know. I'm not playing, so I guess I can't really complain. And at the same time, I don't necessarily blame Tobes, because he still has Chansey at near full health that can't get frozen. Aggie's down, and he still has Tauros and Lax at reasonable health. I think his Tauros took like a EQ or something. I might be crazy though. Doesn't it tell me if I hover over it? Tauros. Does it tell me if I hover over this? No, because it's in the bed. Okay, so it does, I think. Alright, so now Lax has been revealed. Did he try to predict his Tauros or his... Because I think I can sort of see what Metalgross did here. I'm not sure if I would have done it, but at the same time, like, I don't know, Metalgross is... I think he's definitely better than me at RBY, especially because I'm, like, rusty as shit. TFC has a tattoo on his neck of Chinese letters. You think it's inspirational. Jamba Juice. Shout out to Case Victory. That's my brother right there. Shout out to Case Victory. Nothing wrong with Jamba Juice. Alright. I think he predicted Tobes to switch it up and either go to Tauros, which in that case, Lax is probably his best option, because you don't want, like, you're already in on Starmie. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Unless you just, like, want your Starmie to get paired, which again doesn't make any sense. So that's what I think Metalgross's logic was. But Tobes just stuck with the game plan. And, ooh, counter Lax. Alright. Shout out to counter Lax. But letting your Lax get paired, that sucks. I don't blame Metalgross, though. I can see his thought process there. Expecting Tobes to try and switch it up instead of just letting Zam get more free turns of sleep. But that's all Zam does. Fortunately, though, because his Lax is paired, it loses to Tobes' Lax. The good thing is, though, is that now Tobes' Lax is within range of a lot of things. Why does Meta keep joining it? He wants to see if people agree with his plays. Alright, but... Alright, so... Yeah, Lax is pretty much death fodder at this point, unless... Well, actually, no, that's not true. Because if Tobes is doing what I said he should be doing earlier and trying to take advantage of the sleeping Zam, that Like, he could still switch in on Zam sleeping, and then go for explosion, and then just kill something. Because even if you kill sleeping Zam, that's better than keeping it around, because now Chansey can spread para more efficiently. And you don't have to worry about it waking up. And then if for some reason Metalgross wants to switch, alright, yeah, smart 50-50 right there. That Tobes managed to win. Tobes was playing this very conservatively, but these last two exchanges on the Chansey versus Special Attacker, Tobes has done a very good job of it. Of, like, just predicting Metalgross right. Or Tobes is just crazy, but... Why would you switch to... Okay, I can understand why. Alright, so Metalgross is slightly choking this away. I said earlier that Metalgross had no reason to stop being conservative, and Tobes was the one who had to get out of his shell and start playing conservatively. But losing Aggie kind of makes that tough, because if Tobes does get aggressive, then Metalgross is in a really bad position. So I don't think he's necessarily choking it away, but Tobes is just playing like very, very conservatively. And these last two exchanges, Metalgross tried to get aggressive with the Lax, and now with the Starmie going for Blizzard, predicting the Lax to come in, which, like I said, that's along the same sort of thought logic that I'm thinking of. Finch is the Chansey. Yeah. Alright, hold on. Let me talk to Finch real quick. Alright. That's actually really funny, but... Alright, so, yeah, Metalgross does have Chansey, so we can assume that his last is Tauros. Try to figure out what Tobes' last is. I'm thinking it's Zam. Unless it could be Golem, or... Yeah, it could be Golem, too, because his team is... Well, he has Jinx. So he's not that weak. Actually, no, that is sort of weak. If it's, like, mixed Zapdos. Plus, I don't think Tobes is fresh Jinx on this team, which is, like, the only set that has, like, longevity past, like, the first 10 turns. Normally. Is RBY still best of 3? Yes, it is. Which it should be, because, as you saw the last game, RBY can get a little funky at times. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, because now Tobes is in the advantageous position, because he still has a Lax that can boom on the Zam. What Metalgross really needs is for the Zam to wake up. But it's really difficult too, because Tobes can go to his Lax, which is low. He can go to his Tauros, which is high. Alright, so Badoosh, the Tauros comes in, and it's Tauros on Chansey. I think we're going to a game 3. I think Metalgross started out very strongly, but Tobes got lucky with the stun spore stuff. And then Tobes getting rid of Ake without putting anything to sleep. And then him winning those two 50-50s on the Chansey versus, I think, Starmie. Yeah, Chansey versus Starmie. Where he just went for T-Wave there. And, like I said, because Tobes is playing an SPL, I'm going to assume that he's thinking of these mind games. Because sometimes when you play RBY, some people, they're just like, ooh, I can use... like the metagame's 8 mons, and I can just hack my way to win. That's how some people think, but because this is SPL, I'm going to assume that Tobes is a little better than that. If I were Metalgross right there, I'd be going for a freeze insane fuck, especially with the new body slam mechanics. Crit Hyper Beam. Incredible RBY skills from both sides. You say fam unironically. No, that didn't know that, dude. Alright, body slam crit. Going for the Blizzard. Doesn't get it. Not looking... Tobes is getting a lot of these body slam crits. but that's why you use Tauros. You got them crits. But yeah, I think Tobes is in a really good position because the Zam, unless the Zam wakes up and can pull some like special drop every turn, like Zam's definitely just Tobes with the murder. I really wouldn't say that's murder. Tobes just won a few crucial 50-50s because, well, Tobes got kind of lucky with the Stun Spore para to get rid of Metalgross's Eggy, and then because of that, Metalgross couldn't play conservative anymore. So Tobes won the two 50-50s on T-waving the Lax and then T-waving the Starmie with his Chansey. When Metalgross both times predicted Tobes to play aggressive around his Zam with his normals. So I don't think anybody really outplayed anyone. Just Tobes won two really good 50-50s, especially the second one because Starmie was probably going to be, well, both of them were important too because Lax is second best mon in the format. Super dangerous because like if your Lax doesn't get at least one KO, 1 to 2, then it's not really doing a good job. But the Starmie one was big too because Starmie getting paired meant that Tauros could start to run a little free. But yeah, so far both these players have actually played pretty well. I really like the way that Metalgross is. He played really well game 1, and then game 2, I agree with the plays that he made, and then Tobes has played a little more interesting, but obviously it worked out in this game with the 50-50 wins. And then, yeah, I like the way Tobes has played too. I wouldn't have thought to sack my Iggy to potentially getting slept and banking on sleep missing and stun spore hitting and winning the speed ties. That I would not have the balls to do that shit. I would have sacked like Chansey or something to sleep, which obviously this game Chansey's been Tobes' MVP. We don't even know what his last is. I'm saying Zam. So is the rest of them. It's literally in every gen. Okay, but alright, so Smog Tours chat is being Smog Tours chat. Okay, so Funk wakes up. Funk the Zam. Now it gets parried. Alright, special drop. Alright, full para. We're in here. If we can get another full para, we might be alive. Even though I think his last is Zam, but we still might be alive. But Chansey's definitely looking killable right here. If I'm Tobes, especially if my last is Zam, I'm definitely okay with just sacking Chansey to paralysis, to getting a para on Zam, and then yeah, Tobes also got really lucky this game. Got not necessarily. Well, he just straight up got lucky. Like, not necessarily any of the dumb RBY shit. Like, I think there was a time where I was playing a game, and both me and my opponent got paired for like. Well, I guess that can happen in any gen, but it just seems like in RBY that can happen a lot more. I think I was playing a tournament game one time, and my opponent got 4 straight special drops on me with Psychic. That might actually be on my YouTube channel. I don't remember who it was. But yeah, things are not looking very good for Metalgross. I mean, Alakazam beats Chansey here 1v1. But if my hunch is correct that Tobes' last is Alakazam, then it doesn't matter because, like, all that's gonna happen. Oh, it's Zapdos. Okay. I'm not sure how I feel about that. About Zapdos. I mean, I guess it's okay because you're taking the team in a different direction, but Zapdos on balance is. I mean, I guess it's good to break opposing balance and opposing, like, a good stall breaker, but, like, you already have Snorlax. You already have Jinx. You already have Eggy, so Not too sure about Zapdos on this team. I mean, it's obviously gonna work out, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. All right, is he just gonna sack Lax here or what? Like, unless I'm crazy. He just goes for T-Wave. Wait, unless... How much does fucking Ice Beam do? Doesn't it do like 23? Or am I just insane? Alright, where's my ISA stuff? ISA. Okay. Who the fuck is Chansey Ice Beam? Chansey Ice Beam, 17 to 20. Thunderbolt has the same fucking base power in this gen, right? Yeah. So... Oh shit, I'm stupid. It was at 21. Alright. And is what... That definitely meant his last... is gone. Alright, so we're going to game 3. Alright. Bird, grass, ice energy. I mean, it was a roll, GG. Oh, not in range. Well, it doesn't really matter anyway, because Tobes won, but... His last being Zapdos is kind of weird to me. Because his team... Actually, no, Zapdos helps his team not lose to Zapdos, actually. Even then, Zam doesn't help him with Zapdos. I just really like Zam because it helps you verse balance and stall. But I guess if you want to beat Zapdos offense, then like Chansey plus your own Zapdos is a good option there. So I can see where your Zapdos comes from. I don't know. I just don't really like Zapdos on balance. But that's just me. Alright, so that game's down. Let's see how this game ended up. Alright. Case victory. Ooh, Case victory win. Alright, shout out to Case victory though. Alright, shout out Case victory though. Let's see what's popping up with any of these other games. Ladybug, alright. Ladybug with Spiritomb, Blissey, Hail. I've actually used a team like this that's very similar. Did not have a Nidocoin though. I think my version was like Obama, Starmie, Spiritomb. It was CM Blissey. And then it was like some... It had Oh yeah, I remember this team. It had Hariyama, the legend. The Heatran counter. Oh my god. Sub-Torment, Heatran, get out of my face. Call me Hariyama. Yeah, Sub-Torment, Heatran, that's countered. T-Tar, countered. Sort of countered. Because Hariyama isn't that good. But yeah, that was... I remember this team. This was Hariyama the Dawn. I can only use these two teams. Oh yeah, I had Scarmblows. I don't know what I had over Nidoqueen. I think I had Starmie, and then my last is Hariyama. This isn't... Like, this is just my version of the standard Ladybug team. And never mind. Thank you. It's twitch.tv/Smogon. You fuck Smogon. Alright, so Tobes is using Gengar now. And... Love the chat. Alright, so Stormy is out. And then we have Gengar, so this could mean a lot of things for Metalgross. It could mean that he has an Alakazam in the backside, and he's using the same logic that I've been using, and he wants to save Zam for later in the game. At the same time, he could be using some sort of offense that's really weak to Jinx. So he wants to make sure that versus Jinx lead, that he's alright with that, and just lead Starmie. And Metalgross makes the correct play there, unlike Tobes in game 1. Not trying to hate on Tobes. I don't want to sound biased, but Tobes... I don't even know Tobes personally. Alright, so he makes the correct play, and then Tobes makes the correct play, goes to Chansey. Gengar with a Chansey on the team means that it's probably stall or balance. Probably. I mean, it's RBY, so it's all damn near the same thing anyway, to be completely honest. But that's what I'm thinking of. Metalgross sidekicks right there. Probably predicting the Gengar to come back in because Eggy or Lax or something like that. You would assume that. Well, the thing that Metalgross needs to start doing, I think, is predicting Tobes to play very conservatively. Because throughout both games, Tobes has played extremely conservative, especially when it comes to Chansey and just clicking T-Wave. So, alright, so he gets Eggy and Sleep Powders, but Sleep Powders Gar, that's best case scenario for Tobes because Gengar is ass. And if you can't put anything to sleep, then you might as well put yourself to sleep. Because Gengar doesn't have that much of a purpose besides that. Because, like, even normals can hit Gengar for damage because they have EQ. And Gengar doesn't even have Levitate this gen. But that's besides the point. Alright, so. Higgy and Starmie being parried is really bad for Metagross, though. Because now Tauros and Snorlax are licking their chops. Because, ooh, these things are slower than me. And they could potentially get full parried. So, it's pretty delicious. What are the rules in place to ban Microsoft? I hope Marzium is the god psych upset. God damn, I hate being sick. Alright, but now, alright, Stunt Sport predicting Eggy, I guess, to come in, or yeah, Eggy would make the most sense because now that Metagross has slept his own Mon, now Tobes would want to come in and sleep his Mon. He decides to Psychic, though, for, I guess, predicting Metagross to stay in. Gets a crit and a special drop, so luck definitely favoring Tobes this set. Because game 1 it slightly favored Tobes, and then game 2 got really lucky. Now game 3, it looks like we're off to the same start. Hey, shout out to my main clan, though. I haven't heard that name in a while. Oh my god. Oh, we got 3 viewers. Hey, shout out to the viewers, though. But let's see. Iggy got spored. This isn't good for Metalgross, though. He has to switch out because Tobes can just psychic freely. Although Tobes' Eggy being parried is definitely good for Metalgross because, especially if he can get something to sleep, then Lax can beat it 1v1. But another problem is that it's going to be really difficult for Metalgross to choose what he wants to sleep because Tobes parried the Starmie with Chansey. Because once again, Metalgross played very aggressive, and then Tobes played very conservative to combat that. So like I said, I'm not a big fan of that play from Metalgross, letting the Starmie get parried, because especially like you saw from game 2, Tobes has just played very conservatively. And now my voice is starting to get dry too, because I've been narrating this for a long time, but it's all good, it's all good. Also, this should be uploaded in 60 FPS on the YouTube side, so yeah, I get that pristine quality, but I think that's really tough for Metalgross, especially because he got that special drop. Like, if I'm Metalgross right here, I might just want to say fuck it and boom, but then at the same time, Tobes might be like, ooh, Metalgross is in a tough position. Let me just go back to Gar, and then absorb the boom. Cloyster. Alright, Tobes is scum. And then Starmie is a thing. Alright, so then he T-Waves that. And so Chansey gets T-Waves, which is kind of good, kind of bad. It's kind of bad because now Lax outspeeds it, but it's also kind of good because you can't get frozen. But I feel like Metalgross is bringing a more offense-oriented team, which, since Tobes isn't bringing offense himself, or since, like, Tobes isn't facing offense, like, that's not as big a deal. What the fuck am I trying to say? Like, being able to not get frozen by just random ice moves, like, isn't as good for the Chansey. as like the fact that you get outsped by Lax now, which Metalgross is going to take advantage of quite nicely. Gar's in here, just being stupid. If I were Tobes, I'd pivot to Cloyster now because you don't have to switch in on a body slam. Because Lax has to EQ, and then Tobes stays in. That was a super hard read right there from Tobes, and it paid off for him. He might have just said fuck it and just been like, alright, if I can wake up and I can get a boom off, that's cool. But otherwise I don't really give a shit because I can live in EQ anyway. And Gengar is fucking useless anyway. So I can respect that play from Tobes. Here though, he definitely has to switch out. Because if he loses his Sleep Fodder, then he loses the main advantage that he has over Metalgross in the Eggy versus Eggy war. Even though he can just go to Chansey now, and that'll force Eggy to boom anyway. Okay, he goes to Eggy instead of Cloyster. Okay. Yeah, that's what happens. So you get crit, and then now you're slower. So, yeah, get fucked. And you let Eggy switch out too, so like your psychics aren't doing that much to Eggy himself. Or you can go to Starmie too, that's right. I forgot that Eggy normally doesn't carry Mega Drain. Oh my god, I'm dying. Alright, but yeah, since Eggy normally doesn't carry Mega Drain, Starmie's actually a somewhat viable switch in, especially because you're out-paired now. Or you've paired the Exeggutor. So, alright, Cloyster comes in and Metalgross just Hyper Beams. What? Okay, these are some mildly questionable plays. Body Slam doesn't KO Iggy. That is a good point, so maybe he just wants to KO the Iggy, but Tobes knows that too, so it's like you can switch out to your own Iggy, you can switch out to Starmie, which I don't know, dude. I don't know. And now the Clamp is out. Clamp. And now we have been freed from Clamp, but the two normal Starmie counters have been paired, so I'm guessing that Metalgross is going to try and PP stall Clamp. How much PP does Clamp have in this gen? It'll tell me over here. Only 16. Yeah, that's why Clamp Cloyster is not that good. Wait, hold on. Man, once changing your PP and coming in with status is coded, RBY will actually get a bit more fun. Alright, so Taupe switches out Cloyster right there. It's no Parrot Starmie's definitely not faster than Cloyster. Alright, so Starmie's gonna stay in here, try for some special drops. Whoops. Rip headphone users. But yeah, the Starmie can stay in here pretty freely, even if Chansey T-bolts. Oh, I'm dying, dude. But even if Chansey just stays in and T-bolts, it's not that big of a deal for Starmie. Yeah, it does like a third. I guess that is sort of a big deal, but like, what are you gonna go out to? Because Lax really isn't that safe. So stall it out at T-bolts maybe. T-bolt has 16 or 32 in this gen. 24. I'm completely wrong. Alright. So, lots of pairs going around. Paired Eggy versus paired Starmie. Blizzard is a thing, yep. Yeah, lead Starmie should almost always be Blizzard Psychic, T-Wave Recover. Like, any other set that's in the lead slot is just, like, straight up inferior. Like, maybe you want to carry Surf for Jinx, but Jinx can't beat you anyway, so like you can just Psychic for special drops, and Jinx isn't that bulky, so I don't know. Like, now I'd say Hydro Pump and Surf are viable for Jinx, but Blizzard Psychic, T-Wave recovers the general, it's just for Starmie. Let's see. We got Laxin on a parrot Chansey though. This is really good for Metalgross. When did that happen? Alright, so Starmie Blizzarded, and then he switched to Lax on the... He's really eager with these Hyper Beams. Like Metalgross... I'm not a big fan of these plays though, because Metalgross is playing extremely aggressively. Like Game 2, and now we're seeing it even more so in Game 3. Like Metalgross is just playing very aggressive. And pretty much through the entire set, like Tobes is played conservative. Like if Tobes is gonna switch out and play conservative, he's gonna make the safe play. He's making the safe play. And Metalgross keeps trying to catch him on the one instance where he's gonna switch it up, but he hasn't switched it up. So I don't know. You're just risking your lax, and now he's not in Hyper Beam range while you're in Hyper Beam range. If this is a Reflect lax for Metalgross, though, like Reflect Rest, this could be a good thing. Even though Reflect Rest typically doesn't carry Hyper Beam. Plus, like I said, I think that Metalgross is running offense, because that's what most of the Starmie League teams are. I'm gonna go get some fucking gum, dude. For my throat. I would go get something to drink, but my fridge that's right next to me only has alcohol in it, so... Like... Oh, so yeah, the lax just booms with the speed tie. So lax down for lax is alright. So I can't get anything to drink right now. So I'm hoping that the... What the fuck is Spike Cannon? Alright, so... Yeah, Lax v Lax. Metalgross wins the speed tie right there. And you see Jolteon. From Metalgross. Alright, this is definitely offense. Tauros is one of the last. I thought this was Chansey. Isn't it like half? Why can't I fucking see the Chansey health? What the fuck? No, so yeah, this sequence went down, so... Psychic, Blizzard... It's at least 75%. Still though, because Jolteon is so piss poor weak, like double kick, even though it's super effective, and Chansey has like no defense, only does like a quarter. Which is really sad. But Jolteon's fast though, which means that it's viable. So Metalgross predicts Chansey, more than likely, and Tobes sacks Gar. What health is his Eggy at? Isn't his Eggy still really high? No, never mind. It's at 19. So yeah, Metalgross can just go for Body Slam and be in an alright position. Tobes can probably go to Cloyster, and we're seeing the truth about Cloyster on full display, where it seems really good on paper because it's bulky. Has access to Clamp, which is dumb. But in reality, what just happens is that Clamps a couple of things, gets like 5% off, and then it explodes. Has anyone ever managed to get a Gengar back in the RBY Game Boy days? Yeah? Like, you just trade with one of your friends and then they trade back to you. Unless all your friends are scumbags, Nelson, then that could very well be the issue here. Assuming that I'm interpreting what you're saying correctly. And it's not just on some random shit, but... Ooh, shout out the time, by the way. Shout out to 420. Alright. So, Body Slam, Body Slam. Of course, normal types can't get paired. as has been recently discovered in RBY, so that doesn't really matter. The Jolteon coming out puts Metalgross in a very good position. So, because of Jolteon being a thing, even though Chansey is sort of a problem, I guess we can win with 1v1 Chansey because you can boom with Aggie. I wonder what his last is. Like I said, if it's Zapdos and he's running double electric, then Chansey isn't a problem, especially because, if I remember it correctly, because I can't hover over and see the health for whatever reason. Chansey's at like 60 or something, 50, I don't know. That's what I remember. That it's at like between 60 and 70. So I guess he's content to just sack Lax. So both of them are not Lax, Tauros. Both of them are in Hyper Beam range though, which means that basically whoever wins the speed tie gets to keep their Tauros, and whoever loses the speed tie loses their Tauros. However, Tobes has that Gengar. He goes to Cloyster though, as Metalgross goes to Chansey. His last is Chansey. Okay. Chansey Jolteon with Elite Starmie is kind of unusual though, but I guess it's RBY, so it doesn't really matter. So Chansey versus Cloyster, Clamp misses, and Cloyster doesn't die for whatever reason. I guess Chansey is trash, but he should be going to like Starmie or something, and then who gives a shit if Tauros gets a free switch, or Chansey gets. I guess he doesn't. Well, he's going out to Chansey too. I don't know. I think if I'm well, actually, no, you're faster. You can just clamp until Chansey gets to Hyper Beam range if you're Tobes, or you just clamp until you can explode. This probably sounds really disgusting right now, but I don't sound like I'm an old dying man, so I guess it's better, but what to do here if you're Tobes? Well, actually, I think Tobes has one clear play, which is the clamp. But yeah, he just goes to Starmie. And then Tobes decides to explode, which was the other play. And now Starmie's at least out of there, but Starmie was paired, so I think Metalgross has this series one with Jolteon. I completely forgot that he had Jolteon, so even if he loses his Tauros, getting Tauros weakened to where Jolteon can revenge kill with Thunderbolt is better. Chansey's at 72, so I guess I was kind of right. But your own Tauros plus Aggie should be able to do that. And if need be, Chansey can come in and maybe PP stall. But yeah, things are looking pretty bleak for Tobes. If Chansey gets frozen though, which Metalgross did to Tobes' Chansey in Game 1, then why is Smog2's chat so cancer, dude? Like, I don't know, but if there's a freeze that happens, then maybe things get a little interesting. I don't know, though, because you can just PP stall the Chansey for like 10 Ice Beams or whatever. Or 10 T-Bolts. And then get your Tauros a free switching. So, and then burn a soft boiled. Alright, so now Aggie comes in. The Gengar that was asleep is no longer asleep, though, but Chansey is paired, so that doesn't really matter. Do these two speed tie? I don't remember. 208, 198. No, they don't. Yeah, Iggy's faster. That's what I thought. So Psychic. I'd say, because Ice Beam does what, like 33 to 40. Okay, he just straight up booms. I don't agree with that play from Metalgross, because once again, Tobes plays like really conservative. So I don't know. I once again I can understand why Metalgross does that, because what's more likely to win you the game, Tauros or Chansey? But at the same time, you have a paralyzed Chansey versus Tauros, a Jolteon, and another Chansey. So like, what do you do? But now it just makes Chansey harder to take down. I think I would have Psychicked right there, because I don't think you really lost, unless you're parried too, so he can't freeze you. Unless you got parried on the explosion. Maybe that's what Metalgross was worried about, and he just rather say, well, I'm going to explode and kill something, and then deal with what's left. Why would you send out Tauros there? You know what his last is, and you know what he's going to do. Maybe it's to bait him into... Okay, yeah, I see what he's doing now. To bait him into going for T-Wave on Chansey, but it's kind of obvious. So now you can't get frozen. So at this point, Metalgross pretty much wins. He just has to get Chansey below, what is it, 55 or 60, I think is Hyper Beam range. Let me check this handy dandy calculator from user ISA. Let's see, where's Tauros Hyper Beam? What is it? 63. Alright, what did I... Yeah, 63. That's min damage. 63 and a little bit. It's not quite 63. So yeah, all Metalgross has to do is just PP stall, and then he wins. So I could just leave you all right here, because Metalgross definitely wins, but I'm not gonna do it, mainly because I'm also streaming this, so I can't just cut it out. But it's all good. I wonder if Tobes is just gonna be like, fuck it, and not soft boiled, because he knows that he's lost. He gets Tauros in on the soft boiled. Okay. I think that's unnecessarily risky, considering the circumstances. Maybe Metalgross just wants to speed it up, but not really worthwhile, in my opinion. But it's alright though. I can just sit here and chance each other. Why is he going to the Tauros? I don't get it. Oh, I know why, because he's hoping for Tobes to T-Bolt Tauros because it can live. And even if it gets... I still don't think it's worth the risk, though, because what if you get parried and then you get full parry the next turn? Or he decides to randomly go for Ice Beam for whatever reason, and gets a freeze on you. And then what do? Like, just sit here, take your time, PP stall Chansey, until all it can do is struggle, or you burn it out of soft boileds, and then kill it with Tauros once it gets into Hyper Beam range, and move on with your day. That's all you have to do. Or what if Hyper Beam misses? Like, I don't know. I can respect Metalgross for trying to speed it up, but it scares me a little, because if any form of hacks can happen in RBY, it's bound to happen. So yeah, you're just better off just like taking your time and moving on with your day once it's done. Do I have any music that I can play in the background that's copyright free? Oh no. Oh, I got a Little Ugly Man's tape. I doubt that's copyrightable. Shout out to Little Ugly Man though. Like this is literally one of the best projects of 2015. If you haven't heard it, go on to Bandcamp and buy it for like the whole $2 that it costs, or $3. Let's see. Why do I? Oh, one's Flack. That's right. I was about to say, why do I have two Little Ugly Mans? Let's see, Lil B, Thugged Out, Pissed Off. Could play that, I guess. Shout out to Lil B. Where's the fucking music that I use in my videos? What the fuck? Sizzle Bird Elixir. Slam Storm Quad City DJs versus The Rude. That gets me copyrighted real quick. Enshrine. I don't know what Enshrine is. Oh, I know what this one is. Coalescent Shores. I think I'm going to take you all on a trip down the third side of tape. Of course, I have to play the volume rather low so you all don't die. Do you want to start you on side 1A? Sure. Lower the volume. Alright, there you go. That's what you get. Alright, so have a good day. Ooh, that's still too loud. Alright, that should be good enough. Oh, Metalgross won. Fucking rip. Alright, never mind. Alright, Tobes just forfeited. Alright, so GG to Metalgross. GG's to both players. Well, they both played pretty well, even though, like I said, in Game 2 and Game 3, little Tobes played maybe a little too conservatively. But it did catch Metalgross quite a few times, so I can definitely, like, respect it. And, of course, I'm not playing, so things that I say, like, damn, why did this guy do this? Like, when you're playing, your mentality is different than when you're just observing. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all enjoyed that little snippet of Lil Ugly Mane's third side of tape. Like I said, probably the second or third best project of 2015, in my opinion. No, we're in 2016 now. So yeah, y'all know it means yeah.